And here on the main stage, or sorry, on the executive stage, we have the role of leadership in a lean transformation in construction. Okay, so we will have this case from Brazil, and I have my colleague here from lean construction, Renato. He will join me directly here from the stage. So, guys, Gustavo, can you hear me? There you go. Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, all audience. Hello, Gustavo. How are you doing? For us is I'm very happy for be here in my first time in Lean Global Connection, and now we have a session with a theme, the role of leadership in a lean transformation in construction, the Dois A Engenharia, 2A Engineering story. And Gustavo, speakers is CFO and the Vice President if, from Dois A Engenharia. The Dois A Engenharia is the biggest, one of the biggest construction company in Brazil, with actuation, especially in renewables construction projects. Gustavo, the stage is all yours.
Thank you very much, Renato. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Thompson, for inviting me for this huge event. Well, everyone, first of all, just presenting myself quickly. My name is Gustavo. I'm the second generation member of the family who founded Dois A. Currently, I'm both vice president and CFO, and I've been within this lean transformation inside Dois A since its inception. So that's what I want to share with you guys a little bit during the presentation. First, just to make everyone aware of what we do exactly, I will share just a quick video from Dois A so you can see a little bit of our projects, what we do, how we do it, and then we can go over the presentation and talk a little bit more about lean. Please let me know if everyone can see my screen. Is it okay? Is it working? Hopefully, yes. Okay, thank you very much.
Como transformar desafios em conquistas que atravessam gerações. Há 25 anos, a 2A se destaca como referência em engenharia e infraestrutura no Brasil, unindo tradição, expertise e inovação. Nossa atuação vai além da engenharia. Construímos soluções que impulsionam o desenvolvimento do país com responsabilidade e inovação. Pioneira em energia renovável, já entregamos mais de 150 parques eólicos e usinas fotovoltaicas, gerando em projetos mais de 8 gigawatts de energia limpa. Para garantir ainda mais a eficiência, a 2A Rental moderniza e expande constantemente sua frota, aumentando a produtividade em cada projeto. No segmento de incorporações, desenvolvemos projetos de alto padrão, que refletem nossa busca contínua pela excelência. Nossas obras impactam vidas e constroem histórias. Nossa força vem do compromisso inabalável com a qualidade, a segurança e a sustentabilidade. Mais do que construir obras, entregamos resultados que deixam um legado. 2A, engenharia que constrói vidas, transforma paisagens e move o futuro.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because the first slide that we brought here, actually, it's the opposite in our story with lean. because at first we saw Lean as a framework, as a toolkit for performance improvement and for delivering better results. But what we found out during this about 7 years since we started with the Lean inside our company is that for the first we had to deal. We were dealing with people, and unless we started to focus on people and make sure that everyone was in boat with us, we wouldn't reach any results that we expected. So this people first approach, that was actually something that we already had in our company. We weren't actually using this with Lean. So we changed that. Now we see that without people, there'll be no Lean transformation, which changed even our projects inside our company, focusing more on people development, and I'll go through more about that. But of course, understanding that we want to enhance people's abilities in order to achieve more efficiency and more competitiveness. The heavy construction sector, and in Brazil specifically, has suffered with productivity losses over the years. We weren't able to introduce too much technology, which is something that we are also trying to address in our company. But also within the workforce, I've also seen some productivity reduces from the last like 20 years, and Lean comes to help to solve something like that. So a little bit how we address Lean in our company. So of course, first we talk a little bit about processes. That helps us to visualize where we need to attack, where we need to improve. We use more and more value stream mapping and things like that to visualize better how our processes are, what we should improve, what we should in fact take out of the process and make it just more simple. Doing that, we can reduce waste. It's a great way to see that. We've been using value stream mapping both in our office with the Lean office, with Lean office projects, and as well in the sites. We do both. We found a lot of results in both projects. Of course, as I mentioned before, a huge focus on the leaders. Those are the ones we usually say that gravity works when we're talking about leadership. So first we have to convince the leaders, make sure everyone buys the Lean culture, have them inside their brains. So if the leaders are thinking that way, everyone in the company will follow. And that's something that we've been focusing a lot in the last years. Of course, we also need to train and teach all the professionals in the company with the toolkit. Of course, people comes first, but before that, after that, we still have to come with the toolkit, with the toolbox to help them with the tools that Lean provides us to help us improve and visualize the problems that we're facing in the company. We've also created 3 years ago our Evo Lab, which is the innovation lab at Dois A. In order to visualize the problems, as I mentioned, value stream mapping, it's a helpful tool. But when we're working in projects that are huge, some of our projects are like 100 kilometers long, and we cannot be everywhere. It's a challenge to capture every information. So we've been investing a lot in technologies to help us to know what's going on in our field in the shorter time as possible. And by doing that, with value stream mapping, with technology, with all this data-driven approach, we can then, and of course, with the right mentality, we can go for the continuous improvement. And by doing that, by doing the right process, doing the right improvements, we can see that the organizational culture starts to change. People start to see lean as a helpful tool, as a helpful thing, as a helpful way of seeing things. And little by little, it's not something that changed quickly. Culture takes time, and lean, above other things, it's a cultural matter. So we have to be patient. At the same time, we have to be consistent in our actions to achieve this organizational culture that will help us have a lean culture everywhere. It cannot be only me, it cannot be only our COO. Everyone must think lean. That's the way we understand that we're gonna achieve better results.
Hoje tivemos um treinamento, né, que aborda vários temas como liderança.
Sorry. So here, just show you a little bit of our programs at Dois A. We've launched last year Dois A Academy, which is a company internal university where we use a lot to do training. We have sites all over Brazil. Brazil is a huge country. So in order to reach each one of our employees, we developed this online university that there we've been sharing a lot of lean tools. Also, we share our culture and everything we want to send as a message to everyone in the company. We've also been doing a lot of workshops with Lean Institute here in Brazil, in person, to reinforce the culture that we want to reinforce inside our company, but also to share and to train people to be multipliers of the lean culture inside the company. And that's just some of our workshops here at Dois A. This picture here shows one of our job sites with the Obeya, the control tower that we have in each one of our sites. We do this visual management, and we use it a lot. It's really, it's changed a lot the way we conducted our projects, exposing the problems, not the people, but in a way that everyone knows what's not working well, so everyone can together figure out a better way to solve them. And that way we can make our leaders the protagonists of the sites. They can come up with inspiration while discussing the problems that everyone is seeing, and also to develop trust. It's a challenge to expose yourself in order to discuss a problem that maybe it's in your sector or it's within the sector of someone that you work every day. And by putting it all the KPIs and everything on the wall so everyone can see and discuss, you're little by little develop this transparency in the culture of the company, making clear that the problems are there to be solved, not to be hidden. And again, little by little, that changes culture, that changes the way we approach each project problem, and also the way we improve, because that's the only way we can improve, by exposing the problems, discussing about them, having ideas. We're full of engineers and thinking in a better way of doing the same things that we've been doing for a long time. Here, sharing a little bit with you some of the toolkits we use. We use the last planner system as a method of planning and monitoring our projects. So we go from the long-term scheduling, which is the most common in every project, where we have a schedule of the project with the sequencing of each activity that we do. But what we do is that we do in the beginning of a project a session of, we call the pool planning, where we put everyone in the room, the frontline workers, the leaders, everyone that is involved in the project, not just the planner. And we discussed the planning in a collaborative way. Everyone is able to share their perspective, the way they think that the project could be better or pursue a different sequencing of activities, and that becomes the actual schedule of the project that was made in a collaborative way. And in that way we can first of all achieve a better sequencing, because we have a different perspective. It's not just the planner behind a computer trying to figure out the best way. Everyone is involved and everyone can share their ideas, but also we get out of the planning with a huge commitment of everyone, because everyone feels that they are part of this planning that they need to follow, and that has a psychological effect that is really impactful. That's also, we have the 6-week look ahead, where we try to discuss weekly things that are going to happen about 1.5 months after, so we can try to address any restriction that might jeopardize our tasks in time for us to solve them. The operations tower meetings, the beta tower that I mentioned before, where we put everyone in the room to see all the KPIs of the site weekly, and we can discuss and do this brainstorming to solve whatever is going it's not going as expected, but also share the good things that's been doing. And we also have the daily management, where we get what was planned at first in the pool planning, we convert this in a daily goal, and then everyone on the front line, they have their boards with the goal, and they can at the end of the day and at the beginning of the day discuss what happened in the day before, what they're going to do in that day to achieve the goals, and keep the pace of the activity, so they're not going to be surprised with the result in the end of the month or in the end of the project. Something. And white 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 and white.
Gustavo, can you hear us?
Yes.
Just check if you don't have a web page, a lobby open for the Zoom, because we can hear the sound.
Yeah.
Another option, if you stopped presenting videos, you can share again your content without the option with audio, because there's some kind of audio coming in and back on Zoom. So if you stop sharing for a second and share again, but without that option of audio activated.
I'll try.
Okay. Strange.
I don't know. I think it's still.
Pronto. Gustavo, we muted you. My recommendation is if you have any web browser open that can be seeing the event, No. We can try again if you want to unmute. Let's see.
Yeah, I think that. Is it echoing
It
still, or
worked.
it worked?
Yes.
Okay.
It worked.
The funny
Okay,
thing about
yes.
technology is that I just don't know what I did, but it worked. So it's just continuing.
Okay. So yeah, you just need to share your screen again.
Yeah, do it again.
But yes. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Can continue.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. Okay, continuing. I was talking a little bit of our routines. Here, just diving a little bit deeper in our field management, how we try to cascade the strategy of the company into the strategy of each project and getting it in a communication stream until the field, so everyone knows what they need to do in order to the company to achieve its goals. So basically that we do the pool planning, as I mentioned before, and we translate this in a daily management board, so everyone know what they have to do in each part of the site in order to achieve the overall goal of the project. And also enhances communication, because they do need to talk every day about what worked, what didn't work in each of their specific roles. Now talking a little bit about the A3 methodology. As I mentioned, we have these control towers and a lot of methods of control to see and expose the problems. But of course, only understanding there is a problem is not enough. We have to have the right frameworks and the right tools to address those problems and to solve them. And one thing that we've been using a lot recently is the A3 method methodology, where we have a complete framework that guides everyone in the company that wants to solve a problem, how to correctly address each problem, going from the correct analysis up to the result. It's a challenge because everyone, when they see a problem, they want to jump right into action and do something about it. But with the A3 methodology, it helps them to make sure that what they're doing is the correct thing to do, and that they're gonna in fact reach the root causes, and that this problem will never come up again. Then just sharing a little bit what we've developed with our innovation lab. This is a fleet management in real time. As I mentioned, some of our projects are 100, 150 kilometers long. So in order to know what's going on all the side, to make sure that we have this visibility of the problems, of the productivity, so we can start the continuous improvement that we want to start with. We've installed sensors in every equipment we have in the site, where we can in real time monitor everything that's happening in our site. We can see which equipment is working, which is not, who is performing better, who isn't. With technology helping us. Before that, we had to rely on papers that each machinery operator had to fill, deliver in the site in the end of the day, telling what he had produced. Now we have it in real time with the help of technology. No human interaction, just had to bring the cell phone and the sensor to the machine, and then we have the information. Also, another problem that we had to visualize the problem was to see how our earthworks was going, if it was going how we planned before the use of the drones and the technology with the LiDAR to see the earth movers, the earth move. We had to rely of again one person with the RTK pointing the field to understand what was the production. We only had this information once a month. Now we can have it almost daily with this kind of quality of the work. We can basically see our project in 3D, and also it helps us at the end of the project to show it to our client what we did, how it was before, how it is now, all in 3D, so everyone can understand, even those who are not completely familiar with engineering. Again, helping us with this problem exposure. We designed a real-time monitoring system for concrete pouring. But that we basically have cars that are moved by sun power. They can record the concrete pouring, and also we have an app where we monitor how much concrete was poured, and then we can see if it is during the day, if it's going according what we expected, of it's late or it's ahead the plan, and then we can do whatever is necessary to get back on track. And here, summarizing what we talked, what we achieved with the lean, with the technology, and of course with people working alongside those two things, were projects delivered with greater predictability. We've been improving year by year, achieving our milestone with consistency, with the help, of course, of technology and with the lean tools and with the lean philosophy. We've been optimizing the fleet management, improving our performance, and increasing our competitiveness with everyone. We boosted, of course, operational productivity. Everyone is talking about improving production, about eliminating waste, and that creates a culture where little by little you improve. And also with faster data-driven decision making to help us improve day by day. Some of the programs that we created in the last years to recognize people with the correct mindset that had bought the lean philosophy inside the company. So we created the Lean Champion Development Program, where we trained 28 people of our teams of lower levels in the company, so they can be multipliers and they can go with the company. We can also recognize people from the field, and also the ideas program where everyone can help the company with their ideas to where the company should put their efforts in to improve. This is a little bit how we changed cognition to help them, to make everyone, to show to everyone that we recognize the efforts of everyone, that they must be adapted to change, to do things differently, and to give them autonomy to improve for themselves. And just a quick quote here that we've been talking a lot about, that's the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. That has been our flight with the lean. It's been a fun travel. We've been learning a lot and still learn a lot in the future. Thank you, everyone.
Gustavo?
Yes?
Thanks, Gustavo. It was a pleasure participating with you. It was a pleasure as well conduct and participate in the lean journey at Dois A Engenharia.
Okay, thank you, Gustavo. Our time is really up, but thank you for sharing the story. And now we will give a continuation here to the event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.